I have Lina with me today. We're going to look at her beautiful drawings, this explosion of color and emotion and symbol coming through. And we're going to use a similar thing that I use with the dream technique, if you saw the Lala Bright session, where we analyze the dream in terms of symbols. When I say analyze, what it really means is we go to her soul. Lina works with me always, and we examine and talk to. We really converse, ask questions of each symbol so that her soul reveals the information that it's wanting to give her, energetic information. This is inspiration work. It can be very powerful. We'll see what happens today. Lina has arrived.
There's a day, but today.
Already a crazy day, and it's only 11:19. That's no good.
Yeah, you're laughing on me now.
I'm encouraging anyone like you who's worked with me to just mention our work to other people. That would be really beautiful if you could do that.
Of course, I will. Definitely, I will.
Now, look, these drawings are just becoming so rich, aren't they? I mean, really gorgeous. I thought what we could do is to analyze them in the way that I've worked with dreams, that will break them down into symbols, and then we're going to talk to the different symbols within the dream, within the drawing, within the dream, within the drawing. Let's get this straight.
You are professional. I'm a student.
Yeah, well, then, you can use this. I'm just looking for my pad. You can use this for other drawings. It will, and if you want to remind yourself, that dream video that I put up, that's really good just to remember the structure of how to kind of go about it. You'll get your own way of doing it, your sort of shorthand way of doing it. But let's start with the one that you want to get the most. You showed me two. Which is your most exciting one? Let's start with that one.
I think with wet leaves. This one. This is for me.
It is something, isn't it? Okay, now this is going to already, the way we do this will start to tell the story of what it is. Okay, now of all the elements in that drawing, and that could just be color rather than a piece, but what is the most interesting for you? We'll start with that as the first symbol. So what part sort of creates the most energy?
The top, like the head and the trees. So I just really wanted to understand what it means.
Right. So that kind of crossed the circle with the crosses in it.
Yes, circle and the near the trees. So what it means, because it's really for me interesting, like all that picture. I want to really understand what this means in that picture, because when you're doing that, you don't understand when it's coming from you.
Yeah, because it's coming from one layer and you're just translating it through to the other layer, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's why kind of, like even our last meeting and every meeting, it so makes sense now. And the last one, it was the biggest one. To be fair, it's fully understandable. Like now, like these questions was keep coming to me, and when it's come that question, exactly that house, and even the sun, and it's so many. But when you get these answers, you get a little bit more confidence slowly, and more open. It's like you understand why it's coming to you. So you want to start. You start moving front now. Keep moving. See it.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? And there's another aspect to this that I found amazing in terms of your place in the universe, right? Because you've got that house with that portal. Lynn, who's that woman with much fairy experience, has the fairy with the portal, right? It's not in the house, it's just outside. Then I had someone else, Lala, in fact, just recently had a portal situation we were examining in her parents' house. Then my son, who's just buying a house, his wife who's actually very intuitive. She's not quite on that journey, but she is intuitive. And she already thought, ha, I must get Isabel to clear the house because a lady um died there with a stroke. So she knew that, okay. So it's like this link. And so I use your story to tell other people, to tell other people, and it just weaves through, and the whole thing becomes clearer and more examined. It's fascinating. So that for you in that image, it is a tree. Yes, you call
Mm-hmm.
it a tree. So I'm going to call the first symbol tree. Okay, let's take the second thing from that picture. That it could even be not the picture itself, it could be how you felt when you draw it. It doesn't matter. We're going to make that into the second symbol. So what would you say is the next most important thing from that?
Maybe that purple in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, like the diamond shape. We could call it a double diamond because it's got a centerpiece,
It's
hasn't it?
yeah, it's two diamonds.
Okay, I like it. And also, that's such an ancient symbol with the triangle up and the triangle down. And you know how in some cultures it was turned that the top one was put over the bottom one and it turned into what we think of as the Jewish star. It's much more ancient than that.
Oh
So
yeah, they stolen.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's great. That's our second symbol. So what about the next thing? We want We can have up to five is what I'd really like to have. So number three, what would you say?
That symbols, like I see what you mean now. Up, down, that triangles. Oh my God, it's everything now. Maybe that leaves as well.
Yeah, okay, good. So we'll have the leaves. I'm going to call it branching leaves just because you've got two sets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so just,
And like in the bottom looks like dress.
yes, it does, doesn't it? Okay, so that's our fourth
Mm-hmm.
one. Yes. So are we just going to call it dress or tree? Let's just call it dress.
I don't know how to call, but it's looked me like dress.
Good. We're going to call it dress. Yeah, it will be to do with that. There's no coincidence.
And probably that, like,
The quirly.
uh-huh,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
brilliant. Okay, the little spiral. Yeah, cool. What should we call it? That.
I don't know how you decided. Your English is it's first
Okay,
language.
I said squirly, which I'm not sure is a real word, but let's have squirly spiral because it's got a kind of fizz in the actual sound of it, hasn't it? Okay, and then so I've just done, you can just about see in the light horribly, the camera
Mm-hmm.
picks it up, but incredibly basic. And then we're going to find this one, which is like the sum of the meaning of everything. Now let's actually, at the same time, let's do the second one as well. So it's
Okay.
thing in the background because we'll probably find that they support each other. So
Yeah, we was I did that in the same evening.
yeah, yes. Okay, perfect. So there'll be maybe more clarification. So what do you think about the second one? I'll just move this one over.
It's definitely that middle in a up like triangle, not like a circle.
Yeah, at the top with
Mm-hmm.
the circle in the triangle. Okay, cool. We'll just call it circle and triangle for now. Okay.
And after that lines like energy or something, I no clue.
So do you mean the ones coming radiating out from that circle?
Yeah.
Do you mean
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, so radiating lines. I'm sure that even just now talking to me, you've got ideas that are buzzing in your mind about this, haven't you?
I only thought it looks like that lines like energy.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So that is like, and that pink one like wings, like hands. I'm not sure what is it.
So the butterfly wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So pink wings. Brilliant. Love that. Okay, so what about number four?
You see, in not in the middle, like in green, like I wasn't sure what is like.
Yeah, this sort of it's almost like it's coming from the sacrum, isn't it? Like
Mm-hmm.
solar plexus point. Okay.
And you see that triangles as well in the bottom is coming as well.
Yes. Okay.
And
I call it solar plexus point. Okay.
maybe that I don't know how to call even it. You see that like in purple that sides as well.
Yes, these other um
Oh yeah.
they're like parallel lines, aren't they? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wing lines. Should we call them wing lines, or is that? Let's call them wing lines.
Your
As long as
English is native language. I don't know.
right. Okay. So, oh, I just got to do the pink wings. Pink wings. Right. This is even more basic, but it will be brewing in the background. Okay. So that we will find that there are similarities. The birdies are tweeting away, but it's good to just be quiet and concentrate. Okay. So what we're going to do is just literally do what we normally do, go to kind of quiet space. Possibly half the time I have my eyes shut, some open. Okay. Right. So right now, Lena and I are just going to get very relaxed and very receptive to allow all of this information to come through clearly, happily, interestingly. We're looking here for this drawing to reveal more of itself to Lena's mind and heart, her perception. I call in command prime creation, that we are held in a state of clarity, a state of peace, this quiet place where information, only the information we're looking for, will enter into our field, into both of our minds, that we both may see and feel together. And as we navigate our way through this drawing, the first drawing, we're going to be calling and speaking with each element so that it will reveal more of its true meaning to Lina, to myself, to us here. And so it is. So we've got the first symbol. We're calling it the tree. We see you, tree. This shape with the cross arrows. You're divided into sections. You have a cross on you and a line marking through the middle. It looks almost like a trunk was sawn off and almost like the rings of a trunk, but who knows? You're going to tell us more. And then it looks like you are at the top of something that could well be a tree. On the count of 3 to 0, I'm going to speak to you and ask you to tell us who and what you are and what you mean to Lina. Thank you. 3, no, I'm going to use 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. There was a time before I was cut off. There was a taller tree, more ancient. It existed here before. And now look, you can see the rings of patterns, of times when I was older. Look at the rings. There are also sections in where it's a passage of time from the outside to the inside can be seen. Think of them like channels to access the information from right within, from the center. Think of each ring as a being, as a time, as a life, as an existence. And the trunk is the storage center of the information. And look, I'm revealing myself to you here at the head of the drawing. You could say it was your brain, but you know it's not. The mind, let's call it. The access station to information. Past. I am representing that, but look, there is a trunk. And look further when you start to investigate. You've seen the green branches. There is life here. But this is the trunk of times before, the old trunk. Something to be revered, to be cherished, a great growing And then that tree was, yes, cut down, as you would say, but yes, you will later see all the new growth. This is what... Okay, I didn't know that last word, so we'll leave that there. Have you got any questions on that, Lina, for now?
I don't know yet.
Okay, we may come back to it. All right, thank you very much, Symbol. I'd like to know about, just before we go on, I'd like to know about the crosses. You've got this interesting cross like this, and then across the middle. Is there anything that you can explain to us what that means? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think of it as a unification, a linking across, a holding together information. It is not in your normal top down, side to side. This is a cross, like a kiss, the way you show a cross, an X. There is the arms and the legs of the being. There is the cross side fertilization, bringing things together, the maximum togetherness. And look, interesting, isn't it? There is a line through the middle. There are 2 diagonal lines, but there is not a line in the center. There is still a circle there. It is not divided. Bear that in mind. All right. Okay, let's leave that one for now. We're going to go on to the diamond and let's see what we get from that. Okay. So diamond, you look very interesting. You've got this lovely kind of purpley magenta color, slightly pinky purple, two layers to you, an outer one and then this more golden center that's smaller at the heart of the diamond shape, 2 identical sized triangles, and the way you are set in the middle of the drawing. We are now going to ask, and when I say this ask, we're really reaching in, myself and Lina, into Lina's mind soul, where the information came through symbolically, expressing itself in this color and energetic form. That is who we are tapping into the infinite cosmos, supporting that. But it is into Lina's greater mind that we are reaching for this information. On the count of 5 to 0, let us get the information. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. It's a sweet song. You've had this unity before. The triangles, you've seen it in many of the shapes. Many of the shapes. It feels like a good shape. It feels like a containment. Containment. The diamond is a precious thing, and it is a holder, a steady holder, keeping steady, keeping, call it still strong, not just strong. Strong is man strong, but this is still strong. This is the center at the heart of the storm. In this case, we are in this trunk of the tree. We're in the center, but also look, there is the outer diamond and then the inner diamond, as though it could go on to infinity. Remember this. There it is, like an opening into other realm, other dimension, other information. But the shape holds firm. 2 identical triangles, pyramid on top, mirroring below. It is stability, quiet stability. The color, tell us about the color. It is an attractive, soft, it is a feminine color. It is not unduly cold, it is not hot or warm, it is soft, it is strong, it is not pastel, it is strong enough for yes, the quiet strength. Just hold that. All right. Do we need to know anything more about you? Yes, I want to ask something. So diamond in the middle, we see you have these purple lines extending from you, which we don't have symbolically on our page as a separate symbol. Could you talk to us about those lines which stretch outward from you? What those are? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. It's the skeleton holding out, holding up, holding the structure. The skeleton, the not skeleton like a hoo-hoo in the cupboard, scary. No, not that. The structure, the structural holding, Look how it holds up things. It holds up the area where the tree branches are. There are curves involved there, but is the support. It is the beginning of something holding. Look how it moves to the wings. It is the top of those side pieces. It is information of information, not a good word. Let's talk more human here. Yes, okay. The bare bones skeleton, the framework. They are lines, they are narrow lines, but they bear the same color as the internal place. They have the same color as the inside. It is saying the inside of Lina stretches out into the outside. It is a structure which is based on the access to this portal of her soul. Remember always, the portal to the full energy comes through from the center and out into the life, holding up all and every part of the life. Okay, thank you so very much. We're going to move on and we may come back to you. Let's go on to the branching leaves. Okay, so we see you as branching leaves and you're up in the drawing on the top third. Leaves, will you please talk to us about what you are, the greenness and all that you represent? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There is a song singing in your mind. I have a song I used to sing when I was a child. And it has a line in it, Lina. It says, the hazels hold up their arms for arches while spring rides through the wood. And I love that. It has a beautiful melody. And it's this celebration and joy for me. And that's the line that came into my mind as we look at those branches. So they are pure green. They are full of sap. They are full of excitement and joy. And there is an energy to them. They are up. Let us see. Green leaves, green branches, speak directly to us to explain anything we need to know. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look from where we come. We come from the center. We reach up into the skies, into the heavens, in the area around. This entire drawing, of course, is Lina. The head is the heart of the wood that you went to first. The diamond is the center of the being, what you call the heart, solar plexus. We are essentially the upright arms full of celebration and joy. And we grow anyway, you know. Trees grow under extraordinary conditions. Yes, just two lovely, live, fresh branches from the old tree. But we're beautiful, aren't we? Look, we're not identical, but we are similar. We are almost symmetrical. We are balanced. We are there standing there proud. We are proud. Remember that? Oh, I must say, leaves and branches, you also look very beautiful. Can you say anything about that, please? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just remember the freshness that we represent. Rejuvenation, new steps. Things can always be... Things can always be added to energetically. New life, new growth. Don't believe everything must be an old tree trunk. No, from the old tree trunk can come the new, fresh, bright leaves and branches. This is important to remember. Thank you. All right. We're going to go on to the next part of the symbol, which we've called the dress. Now, this goes from the center down to the bottom of the page. It has two colors, the reddish brown and the purple color from the center. So, dress, we are now addressing you. We would like you to explain your existence and what you have come to tell Lina about. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Look at the way we reach to the ground. And we pleat out like a skirt that is full. Yes, we are not just one color. No, there are darts, there are shapes, there is movement. There is something a little pretty, a little special. Ah, yes, we touch the ground. You cannot see the roots. There is no need to show the roots. We are showing you something else. Yes, this is nice. I like this. They said, Lina, it's like the feminine of the tree. So, you know, we associate tree trunks as a kind of almost a
Hmm.
masculine energy. It's just like standing there and then nothing can
Yeah.
blow it over, right? But it's saying yes, and look, we got it looks like a pretty skirt, it looks like a dress. There is the strength and the solidity, but it is feminine too. So that was what it was trying to bring forth. We'll see if we can get any more information because do you know what we have not put? We haven't touched about those amazing that I call the leaves, the side leaves. So
Hmm.
let's just bear that in mind. We'll go to the squirrely spiral and then we've got to find our last symbol anyway. Okay. Have you got any other questions at the moment?
What's the reason of these paintings?
Sure. Okay. So, it's coming through a symbol, but then it's like
Yeah.
the summary, which should be in that last symbol. Okay. Whoop. Okay. So we've got the squirrely spirals now. We want to talk to you. You look kind of cool and fun. We didn't even find a proper word for you. It looks like you're just energy. Will you tell us about yourselves? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, zing a ding, magic. That's what we are. A little bit of springy sprung. Think like a spring, move like a spring, wiggle through the air. Yes, like a magician, with the wand. Unexpected zing of energy. Not necessarily unexpected, just zingy. No, look where we are. We are below the branches. We could be arms too, maybe. I like that. Tell me, you're coming from, we see that in the drawing, you come from the diamond in the center. Can you explain why you come from that point in the drawing? Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that is the heart of the energy. Remember, when all is in balance, ha, all in balance. That means your ability to express through your mouth, your words, your feeling, your mind, your thoughts. When your body feels nourished, when there is a reasonable amount of calm in your stomach, in your solar plexus, in your womb, in the center of your physical body, then that which comes through you can be sparky bright and playful. There is this the squiggly, whirly energy is important to remember. That is the fun, the silly, the fun, yes, just call it playful. All right, thank you. Do you want to tell us anything more at the moment? Just remember the magic squirrely feel. It's the feeling we want you to get with that. The feeling, hone in on the feeling. All right, thank you, Spiral. Now we're going to go and find the last symbol here. And as I ask, we just hold, Lina and I, we hold this image of the whole drawing in our minds. I see these two, which I will call these beautiful green leaves on the left and the right bottom part of the drawing. And that for me is a big part of this drawing. And I hope that in this last section, which is like the entire meaning of the whole drawing, what it brings to Lina, why she's doing it, that we'll get information on this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 here. So the green is rooted in nature, security in the abundance of nature. We've talked about renewal through the branches of the trees. The green is that ever-present renewal energy from the earth. Look at the way the shape of the leaves come as though they are growing from below, filling that space, holding the space that is not the tree, filling the rest of the page. Now this drawing, yes, is perhaps representing a human being, Lina, as a tree, with all these different elements, the branches of fresh regrowth, the old stump of ancient knowledge and experience and lives, the way the trunk goes into the earth. We do not see the roots, but there is this soft feminine in the dress, in the way it touches the ground. And then we have this green and the zingy spirals and these other shapes coming out from the side as though this is just be very clear now. Whole drawing, talk to us so we get our final symbol. This is Lina in the world, of course. This is Lina in the world. A certain quiet stability standing. Now, we don't see the roots, which means that most trees can never move. But Lina is a human being. This is why we see no roots. She chooses to stand where she stands. Wherever she stands, she may tap into the land. See the way it responds to her with those great luscious green leaves supporting her, surrounding and reflecting who she is. Look at the top one more time. The color and the light. There is a golden light around the top, a golden light behind the branches, behind the aspect we call the old cut-off trunk that you're calling the head. That golden light, the tree is standing there. This is an encouragement drawing for Lina to hold on to. A tree pulls its sustenance from deep within the earth. Its branches go into the sky. There is no technology in this drawing. There are no other people in this drawing. It is just this, herself in steadiness, but not in, it is not a steadiness of weight. It is, look at the playful of the dress. It is a steady of choice. And look, she knows in that center, there is not only the ancient structure of the old tree, the other lives, but there is the passageway through those diamonds to what will be in the future, and to the information, to the life force, which creates the new leaves, which creates the ability to stand there. So what do we say? This is a calming image. This is an encouraging image. This is saying, yes, be still, quiet, and strong. Remember, you have playful energy, the squiggly energy. Remember that. Stand there in the golden light. There is no mention of a dark world. There is no mention of a difficult world. There is just mention of strength and of access to information from the soul, from within, through the center, and an ancient past which cannot be denied, and the new growth coming through, expressing itself upwards to the heavens in a state of joy. This is the Lina she has drawn herself. I'm in a state of tears right now. It's moving me into a tear. I just got this upwelling of tears. So I was
Wow.
very moved. And yeah, like my eyes were starting to really water up, and my heart was busy. So how are you feeling?
When with moments, it's like energy in you, and you like even no words when you want to ask too much. When you hear, and sometimes even just don't want even disturb, just like to get more what we're saying, and it's very unique. It's because, like I said, my question it is why I am doing through the page what is wants to say to me. Another funny thing, I was thinking about forest, wood. I always felt attached, and my dream it is just to get a land and put forest. And it's coming more and more in me. And where I live in this house, it's called Woodside.
Yeah. But remember when we looked at it first and they were saying that there were, these sort of rocky areas, but that there was this forest and this sort of little clearing, which was where your house was built. When you go back to Lithuania, I mean, there's a lot of forest there, isn't there? I've heard there's a big percentage.
Sadly, it's many cutting now.
Mm.
We're cutting crazy. It's so much not nice going on. That's why for me it's so painful to watch even.
Yeah, okay, I can feel that.
It's heartbroken what's happening, and I see that videos and pictures. I can't explain how many forests was being just cutted.
Because people are stealing it for the money of the wood, yeah, the baddies.
Money and probably other things is, of course, is behind that too, because it's not normal, and for me it's painful.
Yeah.
And I feel I coming to see my parents and my, let's say, to visit, and Martin to see his grandparents and things like that. But there is my side which I feel in pain to see.
Yeah, I can feel that. Okay, let's not even go there because I can feel that yeah, got it. An idea popped into my mind. I don't know if it's possible, but let's just play with it. You know your place you love to go to by where the lake, the
River, yeah.
goes into the estuary. I wonder if there's a possibility of buying a piece of that land, not to build on yet or anything, but to be able to start planting
It's
for
not
the
much
future.
land. It's not much land there. It's kind of river, a small road, river. Because I will make a video to see fully when I walk and how it looks like to understand. It's just maybe in other side
Yeah,
of river.
yeah,
In
maybe.
other side of river, I do believe, and I want to check because I just keep more and more coming my dream in air like I want to get land, and I was seeing how I'm planting kind of trees. That's crazy in me. It's my dream.
Hmm.
It's like this. It's I can't explain, but it's every day I'm thinking now.
It's really funny actually because there's a fact that, I went to university and studied landscape architecture. So they taught
Mm-hmm.
us how to plant trees. But this thing I learned since, so I didn't learn it from uni, is that when you plant a tree, you should actually make a square hole because that makes it easier for the roots
Mm-hmm.
to branch out. Now I was thinking like your diamond in the center of your drawing, that you cut these diamonds into the earth and you plant your little baby trees. You only need to plant little ones and then you just love them and they
Yeah.
go crazy. And I was seeing it like each tree becomes then a portal to the earth energy because that's what they are. Like we're antenna to cosmic energy into the earth, and the trees are like a portal from the earth energy coming up through to strengthen that natural field. That's what I was seeing. Now, do you want to go and look at the second drawing, or do you want to talk more about what we've just had? What would you like to do?
I think I want to talk and I want second drawing, maybe second drawing, and it's because we're related.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it will add to it, won't it, as we look into that? Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Something's just come into mind. Do you know, when I saw it, it also looks like an antenna, that second drawing. There's this film, begins with M. It's an old one made in the 1920s when some of the first movie pictures called Metropolis. Did you ever watch the Fritz Lange film Metropolis? Okay, it's a story which is actually really interesting for now, of an underground level of human beings who were the slaves. They were kind of robotic, and then a small elite who lived on the top. And it was how the underground level of humans rose up and cast those off. But there is a radar in that, like it beams out the energy, and it looks like you're drawing that second drawing. It's like,
Seriously?
yeah, it just reminded me of it. So you never know if you watch that movie. But it does look very radiating, doesn't it? That drawing. So, okay, we've got as a first symbol the green circle in the triangle. So let's just go straight in and have a look.
Okay.
All right. So, green circle, we're already on your wavelength. Come and talk to us about what you mean. There's a green circle and then this golden triangle shape around you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green, yes, heart of vitality, fresh, new vitality. Green, green. You don't normally see green in a circle in the air. If people put a circle in the air, they think it's a sun. This is not a sun. This is the green heart of vitality. You could almost see it like a portal too. Circle, portal, energy, green, vital, vibrant, new, fresh energy. What is this? This gold sort of triangle around us. Well, you need to look to the other symbols, look at the way it's built onto the rest of the structure. We'll come back to this. Okay, so let's go to the next symbol, which is the radiating lines from the green circle. Okay, radiating lines express to us precisely what you are, meaning and why you're there. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From this place of always changing vitality, the green. From this place of always recharging vitality and vibrance, the green. These other finer lines, they are reddish, aren't they? Look at them. They're not green. They are the opposite color on the spectrum, the red. They are like, oh, come on, my spirit. Let's get really clear lines. See if we can get very clear communication on what those actually mean. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You saw the skeleton that you called it on the other drawing. Look at this. It is a framework. It moves out from the center point of vitality. It spreads actually over the whole drawing. Ah, yes, good. The red thread of a life. People use this phrase when they're talking about the path a life takes. Now look at this. This is not just one line. This is radial lines coming from the vital source. Look at the way they spread across the whole page. Well, they don't quite spread across the whole page, red lines. Let's be a little more accurate. They go across most of the page. Can you say you kind of stop within the edges of the page? Can you explain about that? And I also seen it's not just red lines. There's another color, kind of greeny blue. So talk about both of you, please. Thank you. 5. The cold and the hot of the life expression. It's just inevitable. There is the source, the green. The life expression moves out of it. It is like the natural life, the natural growth. There is no other way. They come out straight. It was, you can't say destined to be, but just this is who and what you are. Now, the other color, you have the red-ish, and then you have the green-blue-ish. This is like the blood in your body. You have the out and you have the in, the oxygenated and the deoxygenated. You have the cold and the warm. This is just, some people call it light shadow. Remember, this world is not a pretty cute thing. You have to have the sorrow and the joy, the glad and the removal. This is I'm not getting very clear transmission on this. Hopefully we can come back to that because I want to be clearer than that. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, there's big energy coming through me, but I'm not finding words that satisfying my mind precisely. But it's so hopefully we can return and find more. Let's look at now the pink wings. Okay, so it's not with the lines in the wings, it's just the pink, the thing we call the pink wings. Okay. So drawing, hello, you have these big either side. Tell us about what that is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, of course, this is just your presence. Register the presence. Ha, your presence you can feel. It's not just your physical body. You feel yourself. When you're in a good mood, you feel that. When you're in a bad mood, you feel that. It goes into the air around you, your auric field, into that area. It's about accurate according to the drawing. If you make the center part the body, that is the field, fingertips to fingertips. You feel it, you feel it. Look, it's pink, it's pretty joyous. It's a butterfly wing, it's stretched. You create your atmosphere. You take it with you wherever you go, of course. Now, you can go back to your lines. The lines are coming from where? From the green center, the vital place, the place of idea, expansion, growth, new vitality, life force. They come out from there. The pink wings are still there. The lines are like the ideas, the choices. The ideas and the choices. They come out from your very structure, from your very essence. But look, the pink is still always there. It is like your buffering zone. We are actually the field of production of energy in your body. Look, it's pretty regular. It's pretty cool. It's nice, soft pink. Yes. Move on to the lines. You didn't know what to call them. What did you call them? What did we call them? Wing lines. We've got the solar plexus point to do in a moment. We'll go back to that. It wants to jump ahead to 5, the wing lines, okay? Yes, wing lines. What are you trying? Not try. Explain clearly, demonstrate what you are representing. Thank you. Yes. Think of radiation. It pulses. There's not a constant. Even the sun is not a constant. The sun is always there. The wings around you are always there. But we represent sometimes little bit, sometimes a medium bit, sometimes a lot. Pulsing out, always there, sometimes more. It's neither good nor bad, it just is. You're drawing your physical structure, your energetic framework, the electrical, you find pictures of aura fields They show fuzzy colors around. This is the auric field you're showing to yourself. Sometimes tighter into the body, sometimes more expressed. Is there anything else to tell us? Lines for now? No, we'll come back to you maybe. We're going to go back to our solar plexus thing, we called it, the solar plexus point. We've got a lot going on with that, so let's see what we find there. So this is a very interesting structure. I would like you to talk to us, part of the drawing, and then I may ask questions. Lina may ask questions. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are actually below the green center. We are representing the human body. Look at that. There is, see if you can see in the drawing, the smaller human body. It is like there is a little head, a little heart from which these rays come out. But all the rest of the picture is also you. Remembering it is, yes, a small human body, seemingly helpless, very often. We often think, who am I? Just a little tiny speck on a huge big planet. Millions and billions of other little specks all going about our business. But the drawing, look, there is that, and then there is the field of the person, and then there is the connection to what you call the greater God source field, that vital life force. Let us look at the 2 green. Now remember the first drawing. You saw those beautiful leaves holding either side of the tree trunk dress. Those lovely patterned, they weren't just leaves, they had prettiness to them, they were patterned, they were structured, they were from the earth around you, supporting you, working with you. Look at us. We have these 2 green triangles. It is the similar thing. It is not just an isolated human, it is the human moving with the earth, the human with the earth, the human in cooperation, harmony with the earth. And because of that, there is more or less energy. Remember, this is where your energy comes from, your original source, the first symbol, and you have this connection, the support always. These drawings are to remind you, to key you in, to bring you to knowing, trusting who and what you are. All right, thank you. We're going to go to the last symbol. So beautiful drawing. Give us a summary of really what you mean for Lina and why she's drawing you. What is this purpose of this? All right, thank you very much. Speak to us. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the language you carry in your heart and your mind. You're translating it for your eyes, for your brain, your understanding, to feel, perceive, to remember, to honor, to cherish. If you are not being cherished, honored from the outside world, from the other people, remember there is always you from within, cherishing, honoring, rejoicing, revealing, showing. You are a place in the cosmos on this earth. Look, every drawing, always supported by earth, always loved, integrated in marriage with nature. The drawings, the reminders, remember it was you put them near you. I do this too, Lina. When I have got a drawing that I know is powerful, I put it near me in my bedroom. I'll put it near my bed. Whatever, I keep it around me for that remembrance, because it's so easy to forget. You can have something for 5 minutes and then you forget again. Anything more, drawing? Do you want to tell us any more things? Tell us anything more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out to Lina. So she didn't ever think she was going to be doing this. It's so playful, it's so silly. It's so childish. It's so wonderful. Defying the logic of this world in its making you form a pattern of life. What an adult must do or must not do. You free spirits. Do not be surprised, Lina, if you get the impulse to get a big canvas. And put it in the garden and start painting, even with your hands and paintbrushes and
Yeah.
questions.
You see, I realize now because it was 3 pictures, because one was like this as well, and I did in the same evening.
Yeah, now that to me is like nature going, woo, full expression, isn't it? It's like
And
nature saying, I have full expression through this being. You are one with it, with nature.
because that one it was first, other one it was second,
Yeah.
and that one it was third one.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand because my brother was with his wife visiting me. And at Easter, we was driving a lot and we were seeing a lot, so many emotions and good ones. And I just literally did not have time to put any single day, anything on a list because it's start coming like routine to me, something to do in it. It's not like I'm pressuring myself, but it's like I feel I need to put something from me on page.
Yes, yes. Was it like you needed to give yourself some space for your own energy? Is that what you mean? Like
I
that's
think
why,
I
like,
feel something like even information, everything holds in one and to put on page.
because you're there with your brother and with all of their energy. And so obviously you're going to naturally be giving a lot and they're in your home. And so it was
Mm-hmm.
like really important to say who you are. This is me, who I am, who am I, who am I, what am I, what am I, who am I? Yeah. And you know, what we didn't look at specifically the color of the gold and look at the way that it's you use green to anchor that in. Look at that. That's and then this gold to, you know, oh, I get such tingles with it. But the gold is just so vital and joyful, isn't it? It's like, hey, sun radiation, but this is where you get the energy from. It's like you had to tell yourself this because, as you know, when you've got other people around you who maybe aren't so spiritually attuned or so emotionally sensitive, you know, they kind of want to take you on their paths off here and off there, or something that is joyful and beautiful and expansive and lovely for you may not be seen, felt, or appreciated by others. And that can feel like a kind of injury. So you just have to come back to who and what am I? Who and what am I?
Mm-hmm.
What am
My world.
I? Mm, mm.
Is they clearly understood? Because that's the reason I'm trying not to interrupt when you record it and after put on page because there's more information you can listening. That's why I'm trying to not interrupt in the time you get information because I find out it's when I start keep some questions, it's not like disturbing, but it could be sometimes not like I'm supposed to hear. That's why the reason I get more quiet.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sometimes I think,
And
God, you know, I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but when I go and read it later, it's like, oh no, it wasn't that bad. You know, sometimes you feel that,
no, it's makes sense even. That's why I start learning different way before I used to go. That's why, what you think, that's the reason. And now I'm slowly kind of be careful because there's lots of information coming.
yeah, yeah, it's
And it's
designed.
like now today, even another time confirmed about cosmos is connected. And when if you go back in time before when we was doing these meetings, it's actually was saying about cosmos, about galactic.
Yeah, because you know, we
The
are souls.
connection.
We're in a little body right now, but you know, who knows
Mm-hmm.
where you came from originally? People like us came from other, sometimes galaxies, sometimes even universes, because we knew it was kind of exciting to help this development of humanity in its experience on Earth, because it was one of the rare places where free choice was encouraged. It doesn't look like that's happening.
Yeah.
You know, that was the job to try and, despite all the other stuff, to have this being that had freedom of self-determination, sovereignty. So there are crazy beings. Some of us are just ancient, you know, God knows what we've been as other incarnations, whales, nebulous mists of light, you know, whatever. And it's important to remember this greater field of us, you know.
Oh, definitely. And it's more coming, more you get opened, more you get believe. Like we said, I never thought I will be coloring or painting. I never. For me, it was like I always loved that all type of pictures and natures and painted. I don't like sometimes too much this modern pictures. It's because I don't see nature. I'm like I need to see it, but I loved it. But I never thought I will do it. I always thought it's never for me. And as I'm laughing when we said now, like I never thought. Yes, that's right. I never thought I will start to do it. I never thought it could be to the picture, to the when you're drawing something, it could be information come to you. I'm
If
lucky I have you.
if you ever get, well, I love working with you too. It's thrilling for my spirit. Eventually, that beautiful book, let's say in 2 years' time, maybe 1 year's time, if you worked with an amazing photographer and had that reproduced, imagine someone buying that book with your notes and your drawings, your experience in it. That would just transform someone's life to see that journey, isn't it? But it's mad, you think of this last drawing that you made, I just get this sound like it's like it's transmitting energy from, way beyond. Um, and that's just a drawing that brings in a whole kind of an idea, perception. And yeah, we are funny little tiny human beings doing tiny little lives, but there's something bigger going on, and it's for us to keep
And it's a
expanding.
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly when I was listening you and I start remembering we started with small orb. And when you take all that picture, it's from small orb, house, that including last time as well Atlantis, when you connect everything, it's huge now.
Mm-hmm.
If you collect everything like in all information in one, like now, like folder, like by
Well, the Atlantis thing it's that thing again of the story of these extraterrestrial beings coming into the human experience to bring this project Earth forward. And so Atlantis is just one of those ancient civilizations. You may have come in then, or you may have come in previous to that. And some, it doesn't mean you've had 2000 incarnations. Maybe you have, maybe you've had a small number, but time doesn't, when you die, you sometimes wait for several centuries before coming back in, because it's,
Mhm.
different thing. It's not linear. But just that kind of big picture of where we're moving and how we're all part of this movement of planetary and human evolution, that gives us it's like a worthiness, a kind of a quiet purpose. There's no rush in it, but it's like, yes, I'm here because I'm being me. That's the job.
You see, remember from first time when I said when I touching water is like be a computer. You're passing information. I'm like a lead. And it's like it's so many go connecting like a circle. There's lots of information holding because I'm trying now slowly, which is of course not easy, but to connect all information. And you will see it's a lot.
So the idea, as you said that just came to me was just play with the idea when you do some drawings of yourself in a network of beings involved in this energetic shift. See what that brings to you. So it's then now you're holding back, you're recovering your perception of yourself. You're really giving yourself that back again into your mind, like, yes, my value, my valuable soul self. And now with that knowing, you can put yourself in the context of other souls in this network that we're changing, we're shifting. And that again, that just it makes tingle 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 for me, because it increases your sense. It's not pride, it's sense of value. You understand, and then you move with that, and that has a ridiculous radiation when you have just a state of, you don't need to tell anyone. It comes out of you, it just radiates from you. But that cultivating of the value of what you are, and then you start to see yourself in a kind of a network. So there is you with the trees, there's you with the earth, and then there may be with other beings too. I mean, who knows? But I'm just seeding that into your.
It's a lot because Isabel, as you see, it's a lot, and it's like so many water, house, mountains near, and a special river under house is going,
Mm.
and trees, pictures. It's a lot now. You can see it is opening more.
You know, when we looked at the dress part and it was saying there you can't see the roots. And I love that because it was like, this is a mobile tree. When you go to Lithuania, where there is the pain and the sadness of what they're doing to the trees and just removing and like being stupid and not honoring nature, but you're coming in as a, oh, I'm just going to plant myself here for a moment because you can, because even if you're in, I don't know, you go to Mozambique or you go to New Zealand or something, you can for that week, for those days, you can just plant yourself in there. You're connected into the earth. And actually what you'll
I have
find,
another idea because, like even in Scotland, in England, you can buy even 1 or 2 meters land. So now I'm creating idea to get that land, like let's say 2 meters. When I go to Scotland, just planted tree.
mm,
And I have an idea, go to England to plant it, go in Ireland as well. I'm hoping to get some land. And now when it's coming, more like this will come. So it's coming to me, I will be planting.
love it because then I saw like these tree antenna dotted around the place going, oh, let's talk to each other. And so you've
Mm-hmm.
got 12 trees having a chat with each other across miles.
Yeah, because it's coming now, and like I said before, I was speaking with other lady because she was saying about birds and things is funny, like blackbird crown. So she lives in a house with a crown, and she knows so much about it. And I was laughing. Something supposed to be with a wood, because I'm in Woodside and I love trees, and now information is coming.
I just
It's
got a
like.
really big wave of energy with this. I think it's just beautiful. Oh, because this, things are going to change so rapidly. The next 2 years are going to be so extraordinary. So we're just on surfing the edge of that wave.
Because you helped me to understand and like these pictures, like the hearing and many things around. I tell you honest, in positive way, you get the answers and you get more in positive thinking. Like, okay, someone's being one ball, they don't understand, but you don't need to explain. You're happy to know it. You're happy to expand it. It's not only about humans or just you bought new house, new car. It's much more. And the connection with the earth, that's the earth. We all been connected with all energy, but we just were sleeping.
Yeah.
We were sleeping.
Yeah. Now we're waking up.
Definitely, it's different, and I start feeling different way, and it more makes sense. Like for someone will say, "I live in Woodside," and we will say, "What is it?" And I know what is it. That's a meaning.
I live in Church Close.
Okay,
You know?
it's also meaning church and clothes. It's also big meaning, big. It's funny because I never thought about it, but I tell you, it was so strange how it came in Ireland. I never planned to go, and we was looking for job, and we just quickly got it, and we just came just quickly, rapidly. And it's like I can see this coming more and more answers, and that's why I wanted to understood why I came exactly in
You know,
this house.
there's another aspect, I think, with Ireland too, because at the moment there's this whole hoo-ha about the immigration thing, because the government are just pulling in all these Arabs that don't have any respect for the culture or the land or the people or anything. It's this horrible World Economic Forum agenda. And so the Irish people are they're up in arms. Finally. It's like, what are you doing? There are no Irish left. But people like you, who, yeah, you're an immigrant. Yeah, sure, you come from another country, but you are someone who loves and loves the land and honors it and brings it through. So, in fact, you're going to find your role is even more important than you realized, because where you've got the lie, just the import with the World Economic Forum, horribly imbalanced, completely wrong, and wanting to decimate a culture. That's that thing. That's black, that's dark, that's wrong. And then
Oh
you've
yeah.
got, you who've moved into a country, and then you've got the Irish who have forgotten the value of their country. That's why they let that happen. So you are a
Yeah.
bridging place. You are quite a phenomenal. People like you are going to be very important in that awareness shift, because they have to remember what they gave up and what they lost. And these people really do need to be returned because they have no understanding or valuing of where they're coming in. So it's fascinating that, again, on the energetic levels, what, your energy presence is going to be representing as well.
But Isabel, I remember when you said like Ireland has that mystery, like, and very strong, and England the same. And I was thinking a lot about that Ireland, honestly. And I think that some countries we pushing, oh, that special country and like this, and Ireland was hiding.
Yes, true.
And
Yes.
there is a reason in that why we hide. We don't want that. The Ireland was hiding.
Yeah. Well, you think of what I mean, I say the English, but the nasty elite that ruled the British Empire did to Ireland. They
Yeah,
bloody decimated. They killed millions of, it was mass murder
million.
over and over again, wanting to get rid of them because they knew that group of nasties knew that the Irish had wisdom and mystery and old knowledge still, so they wanted to wipe it
Yeah,
out. And it's not the English as a whole, it's just that nasty reptilian elite that
yeah.
you
It's
can see why
and
they
we are
kept
coming.
hidden. It's like, fuck, we're in trouble. We better keep hiding.
Yeah, because we are, to be honest, we been coming from Germany. Even it's more backgrounds. The crown as well, who passed away. She was from Germany.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So as many is coming, but that's where I start realizing. What countries they don't need to see in history or some programs or whatever. I saw the meaning is the mysteries where that's we was wanted. We don't want. We shut up people. We shut up things. We shut up history. We don't want to say this thing because it's like that's where we're hiding, mixing people hiding or something. And but it's I realizing that, and I know now in past lives, like you said, even I was living in Ireland, so it's like another incarnation. I was
yeah,
here.
you're actually just returning home. That's the other thing I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
bring back.
because
Yeah,
in this life, yeah, I was in Lithuania, but if you're looking in back, I was here.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I come, like you said, I was immigrating. I come back.
But like for me, when I go to the States, I've been living in the States as an American Indian for two specific lives, maybe even three. But so it's just going home. I might be an English person, but actually, so yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's important we see beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah, I start learning, Isabel, and these things a lot. I start changing lots of minds in myself. And I really liked it one priest from Ireland who was in World War II, and he was in Italy working near the German border. But the thing it is, he saved more like 6,500 people. Even you was whatever who you are, he was taking everyone. And who could help anyway is a money, is a food, even someone robber, someone whatever it is, we was bringing everyone helping. And another thing what I liked it in him, who passed away, he make sure everyone had name and surname to be remembered.
Mm.
And that priest, it's not he come back, and I think it was when he was like 60 or something years old in Ireland, and stayed in Kerry where I live. But the thing it is, and my point, He even was in prison because what he was doing. He escaped with a fake passport. It was life. It doesn't matter who you are. You needed to live and survive, and he was helping. He is not even in history books in Ireland. No one showing. He wasn't. I heard he because we was in one program about him, and I was speaking with like in a group. His nephew was coming and talking about him. He is not in TV. No one needs to know about him because he's not showed as a hero, but he mentioned one word, that one sentence, not word. Sorry, God, like creator, has no country, and it's a lot of in that. I never thought before like this, and now realizing in this life you could be white, like in past lives you could be black.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just start to respect. I know I've been robbed by black people. They attacked me in England when I was. I had experience. I used to hate them. And I start trying to push away minds. And now it's hard. And anyway, that racism is coming sometimes because I had many years with pain because they attacked me. I had my blue eye and things like that. Yes, I did. But I used to hate them. And I start, you never know in life, someone's, even white people could attack you. It was that situation, but you never know. And I start, sometimes I used to judge people from country we are, but you never know what it was in your past incarnation. So why are you judging them?
I mean, you can judge the behavior. If they're being cruel and abusive, then obviously they need to correct themselves.
Yeah,
And you have like I remember I introduced my children to some black friends of mine. So there were my three little white children used to their father who barely spoke a word. You know, the father was horribly quiet and suppressed. That was why I had to leave him. You know, he just was dying inside, really. But so there were these three little beautiful children of mine, and I had it was actually three black friends came in to my house for, I don't know, a meal or just to say hello. And I could see for my little white children, it was like, oh my God, what's the energy in this room? It's just so scary. I'm not used to this kind of level of everything they say sounds aggressive. And it did because, you know, there's like blah, 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 used to talking with the whole body. You know, these guys, these men just used to being kind of allowed to have free flow their masculinity.
yeah.
And of course, you know, they had respect, but I could see it was like, oh, for the children because the culture was so much quieter and more pinched off from the full life force. And that's what we have to understand. It's the flow of energy and the put them in the right context. You know, if we were outside, it would have been much easier for my children to slowly come in to trust them. But it was like, oh my God, I can feel these waves of energy. It's so foreign, it's so strange, it's different. And we're just reacting to that. Yeah.
You know, it's also cause like more you give that energy and background bad, and more you're attracting. But if you give as energy, because even now speaking, we just start thinking. When I came to live in this town, Irish people, I could say, adopt me. I met so many nice people around me. And I never, maybe what's happened sometimes you feel like, you know, you're from different country. But most of, I would say, I'm not feeling that. Because it's just like I said before, I come back home and I see the lady just back from hospital, and she was sitting and she was waiting me just to say hello, how are you doing? She always was nice to me. Even my partner passed away. She was coming to me, visited how I'm doing always. Every Christmas she was bringing some nice treats for my son, and she always was looking after me. But it's not only she, it's more.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And you know, you're realizing that, you know, sometimes in even your side that, oh, they're looking at me bad, and I'm looking too, because I give attention and I'm looking in a bad way. It brings back.
Yeah.
And I start.
It's important to know that we need that skill a lot because in Britain, in England particularly, they've got these huge, well, it's the same as Ireland, these massive influxes of young men of Islamic,
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
strident Sharia law. And it's wrong what they're doing. It's wrong that they're coming into the country. I know what Islam should be, and it's very different to what they're practicing. It's all about oppression, devaluation of
Yeah, we had.
terrible.
I see what you mean. I see. I know exactly what you mean, even
But
because it's
even
control.
Yeah, it is. It's an agenda, isn't it? But even in
Mm-hmm.
those situations, if you're, as you know, if you're in that place of quiet, calm, containment of your own personal energy, you can walk through those crowds of people like that and you're completely unharmed because you're coming with a different energy. And that's what we have to understand. It's not we say, yeah, come in and just take over everything. No, that's wrong. But to know that we can be there and in doubt, we could actually calm just by being there. We can walk through with that sense of we will not be harmed. There will be peace around us. And that's a very important skill that a lot more of
It
us
is.
need to develop.
I give you example. Even in Ireland, it's lots of Ukrainians, loads of. And when we came, we was giving everything, food, houses, everything, okay? And I'm not being nice too, because I said it's too much, we're giving everything.
Yeah,
I'm so working hard, we got everything like that. That was my attitude too.
yeah.
What's happened when Martin had operation and got an infection? And, sometimes there's a problem with good doctors and things like that, and whatever it is. And I came to us a GP, with Ukrainian GP, and I catch exactly a lady who was working in Ukraine. She was with orology, like midwife, was after operations, looking after things like that. And that's they helped me most to him because it could end up very, very, very badly.
Mm,
And what I got a slap. Lina, change attitude. I am immigrant too, so it's first.
mm,
I came here. We was giving where to live to me. Of course, I paying rent, whatever it is. But I got a shelter. I got to live. I meeting people. We have right too. Stop looking that way, and I start to understand if war would be in my country. If I have chance, of course I would escape too.
mm,
And I start changing. I start changing because it's one land involved. Like we came in this land because we choose to come. Our souls choose to get experience.
You
And I
see, that
start.
beautiful understanding you're just expressing is what those nasty people, the World Economic Forum people, abuse. Because then it's like, oh, well, then we'll get our big block of artificial people, let's call it that for now, and we just ship them in because the ones who are awakening have that understanding. So it's so bizarre because we understand inclusion, understanding, compassion, love, honoring respect for human souls and the earth. And then they go and challenge us with, 5 million 5 million fighting age young men who want to destroy the culture and everything about it. And we have to say, no, that's not right. And yet we are also happy to look after people who are genuinely wanting to come to a culture and work with it and work with the land. And that's where they really play with us. They so manipulate us. Yeah.
We need that because it's not good for us. It's exactly like you said, but if you go, it's in karma way, and we're not God to be judge others, and we quickly getting to judge, but we cannot because only God could judge. So it's basically like you're learning because we put in that situation because they wanted to make us to think bad. You know what I had, I couldn't understand before, is let's say Russia and Ukraine war. And they want us to get judged, either go to that side or that side.
They're using our energy, our
Yeah,
emotional
one
energy.
is energy, but it's the worst part it is. You cannot choose one or other country. Why the reason it is? Because you agree for someone's go in war to be killed. You're doing for yourself bad, so you cannot choose that. Like I used to say always, I don't like war, any war, Syria, Russia, whatever it is. Someone who is controlling, doing these things which is not right. That's the reason, kind of, this. I'm not choosing who goes to war. They kill the Ukrainians, they lose as well, and
Someone's playing with
yeah.
your brilliant insights and true understanding, which is so invaluable, what you've been saying, and they didn't want anyone to hear it.
Mhm.
This must be so very profound that someone doesn't want it. Someone doesn't want it to be seen or heard. That tells you the truth, everything you need to know about the validity of what you just said, huh?
That was strong.
No. You know what's up.
Yeah, it's no words now.
Perfect time to go and have lunch. Okay.
Thank you so much for a nice time, and it's getting more and more excitement to see you and to listening you, and I just it's expression like not like someone see picture, but it's going from deep, from heart and talk. It's amazing. It's explosion.
Which
So
we all
thank you
have,
so much.
we have that. It's just the way we live, we don't give ourselves the access to it. That's all it is. It's just like, it's just breathing a bit deeper. That's all it is.
It's not bad. It's a lot now when I'm listening you.
Yeah.
Okay, Isabel, thank you
Okay.
so much for your time. It was good fun and appreciated with pictures and with your opinion, what you see and what you think. It's important for me always. Thank you so much.
And enjoy how you feel in Lithuania. I think you can play with some of that idea of your presence in that place as a catalyst,
Uh-huh.
as an energy presence. So yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. So.
Thank you for you too.
Think that you do everything wrong. Absorb what they told you forever so long. Well, I'm here to tell you it's all just a lie. You really my love, and it make you cry. I'm eccentric and odd, some would say strange. I live my life beyond the hearing range. Well, I love to be free and I live to explore. You're my reflection standing there at the door. Part, because I'm high, filling all up with goodies from the sky. Kiss me and squish me and tease me and cry. Love me, honey, to the day that I die. Think it's a shame, you think that it's strange that everyone senses you wrong. Well, I'm saying to you,